Morning students, today let's learn functions of a bank. And when we say functions of a bank, functions of a bank is discussed under three heads, that is primary functions, general utility function and agency function. And as for today, we are going to discuss the primary and the general utility function. In the next class, we'll discuss the agency function. So we'll leave the agency function for the time being. So today we'll discuss the primary functions and the general utility functions of a bank. Now starting with primary functions, there are under primary functions we have two. That is, the first one is collection of deposits and the second one is granting of loans. So when we say collection of deposits, what bank does is they accept and collect whether big or small deposits from the public, and the bank allows reasonable rate of interest on these deposits. And not only that, the depositors are also allowed to withdraw the money which they have deposited as and when they require. So that is the collection of deposits. And moving on to granting of loans. What the bank does is the collections that they have made. What they do is they give them out as loans, and usually bank charges interest from these loans and advances. Why is that? Because these loans and advances, which is given out to needy persons, they are charged interest, and this interest forms the income of the bank. So these are the two primary functions of bank, that is collection of deposits and granting of loans and advances. Now moving on to general utility functions. Under the general utility functions, the bank performs four functions: 1, 2, 3, and 4. The first one being the printing and issue of notes and currencies in the country. So since the establishment of Reserve Bank of India in 1935, the entire function of printing and this issue of notes and currency has been entrusted to Reserve Bank of India. However, the printing and issue of rupee 1 note is handled by the Finance Ministry, Government of India. And the next function under general utility is issue of important papers and documents. So here what the bank does is, as a part of the customer service, they provide important documents and papers. Their examples are bank draft, credit cards, traveler's check, etc. These are documents or papers which can be used in place of cash. So they are called near money. Example, like a person who is running out, who does not have money, what he can do is he can make payments either by using a check or maybe use a credit card, or someone who is traveling many places. It will not be convenient for the customer to be carrying lots of money wherever he travels. So in such case, it can be substituted by traveler's check. So these are certain documents like credit cards, traveler's check, or bank draft. They can be used in place of money. So they are called near money. And the next function is financing of trade and industry. In the development of trade and industry, the role of bank is very much essential or very great. Now, what the bank does is they will extend both long-term and short-term loans to trade and industry. So, what are these loans are going to be used for? Trade and industries will take either short-term or long-term loans so that they can make or they can use it for the purchase of capital goods or raw materials. So in this way, the bank helps a lot in financing of trade and industry. And last but not the least, the under general utility function, we have keeping of valuables. Now, what the bank does is here, bank keeps valuables of customers, like example like gold ornaments or maybe important papers for customer. Such type of service is known as locker system. So let me write down for you. Keeping of valuables and documents is known as locker system. Now, not all the banks have such facilities, okay? And so what they does is the bank will keep important or valuable documents, papers, maybe gold ornaments for the customers, and what they will do is they will charge nominal fees for keeping of these valuables. And this system of keeping important documents, papers, or valuables of the customer in a bank is known as locker system. Only big banks have these such facilities, okay? And certain banks in Manipur have nowadays maybe opened this system. So now today, like actually, we'll be discussing only the primary functions and general utility function. Let me sum up this. Under primary function, we have collection of deposits and granting of loans. Under general utility functions, we have printing and issue of notes and currencies. And then the third function is financing of trade and industry, and fourth is keeping of valuables, which is we call a local system. So in next class, we'll be discussing about the agency functions in this day. And for your assignment, I would like you to answer the following questions, which will be your assignment, and please do it properly. And you can make use of your textbook also if you are not able to find answers to these questions. So the first question is, state primary functions of a bank. This is your first question, and the second is, what is locker system operated at the bank? At the bank. And the third question is, name two important documents issued by a bank. And number four, who handles the printing of rupee 1 note the country? Okay, yes, students, I would like all of you to answer these questions and submit it for correction. That will be for today. Thank you.